Hello again. This is the third in a series of videos giving a taste of what you can expect on a holiday in northern India, India's Golden Triangle. This was filmed in early March of 2020, just as COVID-19 was spreading around the world. This video covers what you might expect to see at Agra. We left Delhi and travelled the 140 miles or so to Agra on the train, the Gatiman Express. This is India's fastest train, and we arrived at Agra before 10 o'clock in the morning. Our coach took us to the first stop of the day, which was the Agra Fort. This is a World Heritage Site and was the seat of Mughal rule until 1638. The fort's construction was started by Emperor Akbar in 1565. Some curious pigeons here, wondering if there's any food to be had. I thought this little fellow was a chipmunk. I bet you did too. In fact, he's an Indian palm squirrel. They look the same to me. This huge vessel was the Mughal Emperor's bath. Not sure if he shared it with any of his harem or not. There's plenty of room. It was carved out of a single block of stone. This is Anguri Bagh, a lovely courtyard garden full of flowers and herbs. The flight of stairs leads down to a labyrinth of underground rooms and passages where Emperor Akbar kept his harem of 500 women. I'll say no more. This is the courtyard of the Shish Mahal, with the mirror palace overlooking the river. The palace walls are inlaid with tiny mirrors to reflect the light. It's from here that we have our first glimpse of the most famous site in Agra, maybe the most famous site in India, the Taj Mahal. After our visit to the Agra Fort, we checked in at our hotel, the ITC Mughal. This was a very comfortable hotel with lovely gardens, with bougainvillea of all colours out in bloom. They had a steam engine on display. Not sure of the connection with the hotel with that one. Later in the day, we were very excited to visit what, for some of our party, was the highlight of the trip, the Taj Mahal. There were two queues, one for locals and a more expensive one for foreigners. That would be us then. Then we split into two more queues of male and female to be frisked. You have to have some luck in life sometimes, don't you? We had some luck here. Visitor numbers were down because of COVID in Asia. Remember, this was early March 2020. Also, Donald Trump, remember him? He was the US President at the time, made an official visit to India, and he and his wife visited the Taj Mahal a few days before us. So everything looked perfect. No scaffolding anywhere, the water was blue, the lawns looked like a billiard table. Anything that could be polished had been polished. It was perfect. I wonder if they'd make the same effort if Donald Trump visited now. Sometimes, when you visit a place, it's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? The Taj Mahal really exceeded our expectations. It was breathtaking. I know this looks like it's photoshopped, but this really is us standing in front of the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was built by Emperor Shah Jahan as a memorial to his beloved third wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died giving birth to their 14th child in 1631. Photography is forbidden inside the building. This is a stock image showing the tomb of Mumtaz on the left and the smaller tomb of Shah Jahan, who was also laid to rest here after his death. The Taj Mahal is built of white marble, and the main building took about 8 years to build. Shah Jahan planned to have another tomb built across the river, made of black marble, in which his own body would be laid. The story doesn't have a happy ending though. Shah Jahan was deposed by his son in 1658. He was imprisoned until his death in Agra Fort, which we visited earlier, and from which you can see the Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan spent the last 8 years of his life gazing across the river at the tomb of his wife, and the empty space where his own black marble memorial should have stood. We walked back to our coach, past the cows that you see everywhere, and past a host of people trying to make a living by selling things or entertaining the tourists. There's always a lot of haggling involved, and this can be a bit overwhelming for some people, so our Indian guide Raj organised onboard shopping on our coach. He collected a range of souvenirs from various street sellers and offered them for sale on the coach. This turned into a real laugh, and the street vendors made some money without having to haggle and pester the tourists. The following day we visited Fatehpur Sikri. This is a ghost city. It was built by the Mughal Emperor Akbar, he of the 500-strong Harem, to be his capital. The city was built between 1569 and 1585 from the local red sandstone. The city had a very short lifespan though. It was abandoned by 1610, only 25 years after it was completed. This was probably due to a lack of a substantial water supply. The buildings are beautifully preserved, and when you walk around you can imagine the hustle and bustle that went on here in the city's short period of prominence. Next time we'll visit the Ranthambore National Park. Will we see one of these? If you'd like to get a notification about episode 4 of this series, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks very much for watching.